Hey guys, today I'm going to fulfill all your requests to make another video about my butterfly project. I spent the whole week coloring about 1 or 1.5 hours a day and filming all of this process for you guys. Of course, I colored another projects in my spare time because if I would focus only on this butterfly, I think I'll go mad very quickly. And still, despite my best efforts, I could not even finish one wing. This is the main reason why I thought that this project will not suit the color alone format. I don't think that there are many people out there who are willing to follow 100-hour in total tutorial for the double page spread. But if you feel like practicing your non-metallic metal skills and you like my colorful palette I chose for this project, you can find all the pencil number in the description below and try to implement what you see in this video on your own pages. I separated this video in 3 parts, so you can find it in the chapters. The first part will be just me silently coloring the page. I doubled the speed of the footage, so I think it is still comfortable to watch, but also just taking a little bit less time. Also, you can play around with the speed of your player in YouTube to adjust this video to a comfortable pace. The second part will be the part where I'm trying to comment on the page. Here I also talk about some events of my personal life, so if you are not interested in that, you can just mute the video and enjoy the silence. And the third part is also double speed silent coloring. I will use some background music through the whole video, but you can also safely mute the video and be sure that you won't miss anything in chapter 1 and chapter 3. Your feedback is very important to me. I record my process entirely for you guys and I really hope that this will be useful for you. So if you have any preferences or requests for the format of the future videos about the butterfly, please let me know in the comment below. And if you would like to support my channel, just hit the subscribe button and leave a comment for this video. This will be the highest reward possible. And for now, enjoy this video. Okay, so I've been coloring this page for quite a while now. I do 1 hour of coloring this specific page each day for the past 3 days, I think, something like that. And today I feel like talking a bit through the process, because yeah, sometimes it's feel kind of lonely, and I invite you guys to join me today. Okay, I think this angle should be fine for you, and I will try to stabilize the shakiness of the camera on post-production, and I hope that it will be fine, but it could feel a little bit off. Yeah, I have no other choice but to color in these conditions for now. You might think like, hey Nika, you're talking about your poor condition for creating content for a while now, and it doesn't make any sense, like it's been months. And yeah, maybe you just have a poor setup at your house, and the answer is no. The setup in my house is actually very nice, and yeah, I was very satisfied with my small art studio in my home, but currently I'm not in my home, and it's been like this for a while now. Unfortunately, we had a huge leak in our house, and thanks to all God's insurance covering the repairs, but, and there always this but, it's taken way too long, like you can't imagine. So we moved out of our house in the 17th of January. Yeah, January 2025, but still. And today is the 5th of May. Yeah. So this is just the way it is. And we've been not in the same apartment, so we were provided with apartment, and the first one was very nice. The setup was quite annoying, but the flat itself was okay. And then we've been moved to another place. It was in Soho? No, in Covent Garden in London. Yeah, live in London, forgot to mention it, but most of you probably already know about it. So then we moved to another place, and it wasn't so nice, mostly because of the noise. Have a very sensitive sleep, like my sleep is very surface level, and I can't sleep when I have like any sort of noises outside, especially people talking, because yeah, I just can't mute it. When I have some like car rumbling, that's fine. I can live with this. It's not a big deal for me. But when I hear people talking, I just can't help myself but listen. And even if I can't differentiate the speech, I'm still, well, in listen mode, and I can't sleep. And we lived there for a week, and it was a few days when we got to this flat. It was a few days before St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, and it was like huge. It's people were yelling and screaming outside from like the evening of Friday to the midnight of Monday. So yeah, for 3 days straight. I thought I will go mad. Like really, that was so frustrating, and you can't do anything about it. And moreover, it's not like people even think about all those who live in this neighborhood, you know. So for them, it's like, for each one of them, it's like a few hours of their life. But for those people who live there, it their entire life. I know I've been kind of dramatic, but this was my experience, and the setup in this flat was completely awful. I didn't film anything. Fortunately, I had some pre-filming done for my videos, and I just kept roll them for you on the channel. And then we moved out from this place back to the previous place, but not in the same apartment. So the company who provided us with this solution, well, I don't know what this apartment was, owning the whole building, and they provided kind of similar but not the same in the same building. And we had 2 rooms here, and my partner worked from home for the most of the time, and I had to sacrifice my art studio for him, because he's the one who making money now in our family. So I made this sacrifice, and he got the better room, and my setup continued to be below average. You might not notice it in the channel because the table in the first and the third apartment is exactly the same. It's kind of funny because they have like several flats, and all of them have the same design, like the same pictures on the wall, the same couch, the same like tables and so on. A little bit of uncanny valley effect, but I think that they were like, okay, we have this design, it worked in one of the apartments. Why should we spend more? Why should we spend more and trying to do something new? And it makes completely sense. Don't get me wrong. For the corporation, it's like totally makes sense. The first video of the butterfly, by the way, was filmed in this apartment, the last one, and the sound was okay, but the video footage was heavily edited because table was very shaky, just like the one I'm currently working on. And the last video you saw, I guess it will be still the last video by the time this video will come out. It was shot in the second room. My partner was at work and I was able to shot in the second room, and the camera was very sturdy, but the sound was awful because the room is very big and the echoing was so like strong that I could not do anything about it on the post-production. Something to gain and something to lose, as always. Okay, so I established the darkest spaces in this area, and now I think I will work on this gear right there. Something interesting about this page, so there are 2 wings for the butterfly, and they are not the same, like not in the terms of elements. It's obvious that they won't be like perfect symmetrical, but they're not the same in size. And this is very confusing because I'm trying to replicate bit by bit this wing and this, so they will feel symmetrical in terms of colors and transitions, but this wing is actually like maybe half of the centimeter shorter than this one. And I know it sounds like it's not a big deal, but for me it is, because I'm trying to measure them perfectly and I'm not able to do it. So, and The second thing is that the butterfly is not like in the center of the page, so it's a little bit shifted to the right. And it's also kind of frustrating because my eye catching the center of the book, and yeah, I'm trying to measure everything to it, but it's not the real center of the picture. So okay, okay, let's see. So this gear is somewhere around there, I guess, for this wing. No, something around there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, let's just measure it this way. Okay, it's here and there. It's, yeah, okay, it's here. So I already use a little bit of pinks here, and I heavily use reds. So this is something to keep in mind. And I kind of use yellow, but already not so much. So pink, reds, and purples for shading. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's try to replicate it. Okay, so I think that I will use a lot of this color, this one for the darkest points. Yeah, purple. It's purple, Prismacolor purple. Okay, and a bit of this one. And I think it's enough. Maybe. No, I don't feel like yellow here. I feel like I didn't use that much of yellow at this point. Maybe a little bit of this yellow. All right. I think one of the pencils need a bit of sharpening. My black polychromos began to look really short. For example, I didn't use this polychromos as much, this pencil as much, and you can see the difference. It's not something very dramatic, and this one is even shorter. It's 187, very useful color for gold. Okay, so yeah, let me just figure out the shape of this element. So I think it will be like round and bending in this way. Okay, I'll try to do it. So yeah, and after we moved from our previous place, we were moved to the city of London. Here the flat is a bit cheaper, surprisingly so, because you know it's city. But yeah. And here I have, I think, the nicest studio. I showed it in one of my Instagram stories. The view is just stunning. The view outside the window in front of me is just stunning. And I have a dedicated table, and the table itself is like very big, like bigger than the previous one, definitely, and like very comfortable to work. But it's very shaky. So yeah, the whole point of this unbelievably breathtaking tale was to explain why the picture is so shaky, which you probably will not even notice that much, because we will try to fix it on post-prod. Yeah, but I want to go home so much, you know. I just want to come back to my studio and be like, wow, my table and all my supplies and like everything that I need to create my pages And now my access to the resources I own is a bit limited. It's not like, well, I have enough. Currently I have enough of everything that I need, but still it's not everything. Like, I don't have my oils, and recently I thought about, well, I would like to do another page with oils. Like, I kind of miss it. Okay, so I'm deepening the shadows using dark purple. And I think we will do this one as a primary highlight and this one as a secondary highlight. Let's add a bit. And also, by the way, I think that this side of the butterfly coming out very shiny, like a lot more shiny than the previous one. And I like it. Like, I like how it looks, but I'm very scared that it will not match. It will not match the... But I'm very scared that it will not match the opposite side. But I really hope it will. When you're spending this much time on a piece, it's like you know literally everything you put on this page. And I'm not talking like colors and art supplies, no. I'm talking about every single little pixel of color you put here, you know. I think in a few weeks or so working on this piece, I will start to dream about it during the nights. Okay, I'm not very satisfied so far, but that's a start. I think we need a little bit more gold. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I will be able to talk a lot more, but the process keeps me very invested. Okay, so this part will be the shiniest one, so I need to think how can I depict it, the shiny points. I think maybe the edges of the gear. Yeah, I think if I'll use highlights at the edges, it will be an interesting solution. Okay, let's try something like this. Okay, doesn't look bad. It kind of even makes sense. So let's just continue. Okay. And here we will do no highlights. Like, we will put very light shade like this, and we need to add a bit more red to it, like this, but there will be no highlights in this zone, because first of all, the only highlights we have here is secondary, and the second reason being it should be a little bit in the dark, Like we need to put some shadow here, like this. Okay, I don't know what this thing in the background here. Is it like another wheel? I don't know what to do with it. I really don't know what to do with it. Okay. Not now. Okay, maybe let's just put, like, it will be shadows here, of course. Because we have this wheel in the front, so there will be some shadows. Let's establish them and have another look. Okay, so let's put it in front of the background. Dark, make this thing a bit darker. All right, so okay, now it's a bit close to the foreground, and we still need to highlight the edge. Like, this is what I was talking about, kind of recreating all the black lines. I don't know, when I look at the pages where all the black lines are hidden, I know that it's very, very popular among colorists to hide like every single black line the artist did. So we use them as a guidance for putting colors, and then we want to mask them to achieve this realistic look of the page. And I have a very unpopular, probably, opinion that in really a lot of cases, this is just unnecessary. Because if you look at the art, first of all, realistic images are overrated. I already talk about it in my coloring tag, and I truly believe so. So I think that not everything needs to be realistic. I know how tempting it is, because when you create something very realistic, you think that this should be like, this is the talent. Like, if you are able to do it, it means that you are talented. But unfortunately, it does not work this way. And a lot of very realistic images have like no value. I don't know how to say it. No artistic value. Because artistic value created not with technique. Technique is important, but what you bring to the table, like what you bring to the table in terms of color choices, accents, ideas, is more valuable and important for the viewer. Yeah, it's the first thing. And the second thing is, I don't like this piece. I don't know how it looks. I don't know what to do with it. Okay, let's just put a bit more dark colors and hope that by kinda pushing it to the background we make it better. Too much attention for such a small detail. Okay, let it go. Realism is overrated, especially in coloring. So when we have heavily really heavily unrealistic images, like this butterfly, for example, it's not realistic. There is nothing realistic about it. And when we are trying to like play this realism hand too heavy, we will get boring images, and especially when we cover all the black lines, sometimes we have all the definition lost. It was something that I learned in miniature painting, because in miniature painting there is no black lines on your image, like on your miniature from the beginning, and you just add your own, and there is a like the whole style called heavy metal. It's a style of miniature painting when you have a very heavily highlighted pieces. So very bright highlights help you to define the miniature well, and then you have a lot of dark lines. They're not, but especially black, like they don't need to be black. They could be of just a darker color than your mid-tone and shadow, but black is fine, especially when you're trying to achieve the like when it is a stylistic choice. Sometimes black lines in miniature painting can be stylistic choice. Sorry if what I'm saying kinda very, I don't know, convoluted. It's just it's very hard to color and talk at the same time, and I still want to do it. Yeah, so with miniatures you like adding your own highlights and black lines on the piece, and in coloring we're just like, oh, let's hide all the black lines. They're so not realistic. I don't know, it just don't make sense to me. But in this piece I really needed this ability to blend polychromos pencils very well, first of all, and to have a very bright colors. And these on this paper, this cannot be achieved if I do not use acrylics for the basing layer. Well, maybe you can achieve it, I don't know. Maybe I think with Prismacolors you might achieve it on this paper, but with polychromos, at least I don't know how. This is why I used the acrylics, and one of the like additional perks of using these acrylics is that you're hiding all the black lines. So when you're applying the pencils on top, there will be no visible black lines. Well, almost. Yeah, I really like this part. I really like this gear. It's a bit reddish, and I think that's cool. Like it suits this transition. But maybe the yellow part is kind of too short on this side. I'm trying to measure. 1 second, I'm trying to measure. Well, actually no, it's just optical illusion. Okay, now I want to work on these horses. They should be already a very heavy mix of purple and just a little bit of red and gold at this point. Yeah, I think so, because let's have a look together. So I thought that maybe this like clock, they already should be a mix of blue and purple. So blue kinda should start. Let's measure. Okay, blue ending here, and yeah, it should already be there. Oof. All right. So then here should already be a lot of purple, I think. Maybe let's try to do a bit of blue there. I want to have a break from gold, so let's move to this blue. Okay, I put the highlight here, so maybe we will do a bit of undertone here, yeah, like this, and then let's just deepen the shades, and then just smudge everything with dark blue. It will have this undertone beneath it, so it will still be visible a little bit, but mostly it should be just very, very dark. And we'll use pure black for the edges. Cool. Let's do the same one here. All right, now let's redefine the edges of the object here, because I used the white acrylic when I was already done with background. This was a huge mistake, but when I was creating the background, I had an illusion that I will be able to work on this paper like without anything put on top. That was a mistake, as I already said. This is why some of the edges of the butterfly have a lot of white, and I don't need that, so I just outline it with black pencil and it looks fine. Okay, I don't like it. I think we need to darken it a little bit. Should be like barely noticeable. Yeah, I think this way is good. Okay. Now here we need to add a bit more white. I think I went a bit too heavy with my shades. I think like this is better. This is definitely better. No. The thing is, when I'm working with blue tones and I want to deepen the shadows, black is kind of not working because it's too warm in polychromos range. This is why I have to use a lot of dark blue. and then a slight touch of black. Yeah, I think like this is kind of better. I don't know, this highlight does not make sense to me. Oh well, okay. I'll just move on and we'll see it in the bigger picture later. Okay, this is kind of straightforward because yeah, we have like curved shape of an object and the highlight will be placed something like this, and we'll use the same principle I applied on this detail, so a bit darker tone here, very light tone here, a bit of white, and then here we'll separate it like this. Okay, and like this. So the highlight will be transformed here, and we need to smudge the lines here a little bit. Remove all these like dots, white dots that were still there, to create a bit more contrast there. Okay, and now let's darken the shadows. Okay, we'll leave white here, but smudge it a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's above the main element, so right now I'm playing with shadows to maybe sell the illusion better, because right now it does not look like anything. I think we need a more bright highlight, and I already put something here, like There is no tooth left on the paper, so we will use a little bit of white gel pen. I use it so rarely that I can't find it. Found it. I'm using something, like something made in China. I don't know. Don't know, don't care. I'm not a huge lover of gel pens anyway. I'm trying to use them as minimum as I can. Okay, cool. With this highlight, it's starting to look a bit better. Yep, I think it's better. It was this one. Now let's move on to this edge. Here should be our dark shadows. Here will be the secondary reflects. Okay, there will be the main one. It will go something like this, and from here we'll have something like this in terms of shape. I don't know. I'm just playing around, you know. It's not like I have a very like plan in my head when I'm just playing with forms and trying something new every time on every element. I very rarely copy from one element to another, because if I'll do it, I will never learn. I will never learn something new, so I'm constantly trying to improve. But you don't have to do it, like, really. If you're satisfied with the way your metal looks, that's totally fine. Like, I just enjoy the process of playing with different, well, you know, different ways of putting highlights and shadows. It's my jam. I like to do it, but you don't have to. I'm just always thinking something like, well, how can I make it a little bit more interesting? What can I do to make this detail a little bit better than the previous ones I already did? And I will show you in a minute how it pays off. A little bit of blending here, and let's add a bit of white, like blend it very heavily. All right, let me see. We need more shading in this area, especially with this color, because the transition does not look good. And okay, I think it's fine for now. Let's move on to the next place. Yeah, I think that overall impression is really cool. I think this detail is really cool. And for this one, we'll just yeah, we will use some blue here, and we will use some of it here, but very light layer. And then we will use our dark turquoise to create the shadows, because if we use something like very heavily shaded, we will lose this illusion that this detail is above this one. and we're already starting to lose it here, so we need to add a little bit more definition. Like there should be some micro shadow like this, and there should be like very heavy shadow here. Yeah, now it's getting better. And now let's add more turquoise, more heavy. Let's be more heavy with turquoise, and let's add it a bit here. And because the shape of our object is the same, we will use the same place for highlight as the detail beneath. Oops, that was pencil stroke I'm not particularly proud of, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's lighten it up a bit. Okay, now let's use white. First of all, edges. Let's add a bit more white to the edges. And just play here and mix. Okay, and a slight white touch on the edge here. Cool. And now we need to solve something with the shape of this detail, because now it's like a bit curved. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll just leave it that way. Okay, let's do a bit of shadow in there. Fine. And now, yes, a bit of white here, a bit of white there and there. We want to like add highlights here. Wow, now it's actually looking good. Yeah, I think I kind of hacked the blue metal, and in a minute you will see why I am so proud. Just wait a moment till I show you. All right, I don't like this very heavy highlight. Let's just settle down a little bit, maybe like this, and just a little bit of dark turquoise here. And blue. Yeah, I think it makes it more interesting, but we need a slight touch of white here. I hope that, well, maybe the polychromos will be able to create this. Yep, it's working. All right, yeah, we highlighted it a bit, you see? Okay, let me show you the detail up close. I think it's quite cool. Yeah, you can imagine like it's three-dimensional, like we have this, it's curved. And now let me show you the progress. So you see this blue detail, and this what was my details previously. They're not bad, just if you compare them side by side, you can see the difference. Like, yeah, just look at it. How much this one is more three-dimensional than this one, for example. I think I've come a long way, all the way through the butterfly. I think this one is the best ones so far. This one is very good with all the curves, and I think this part is noticeable shift to the better. But yeah, I think I finally hacked. Well, I like this one and the little gear here, and the one that we created today is still kind of okay. It's not so it's have less contrast because it's on the background, and I want to keep some details on the background more muted. This was a mistake that I did here. I did not thought about it when I was working on this side, but on this one I will. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this tutorial was useful and you had a great time watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!